Okay, guys, we've got our push data page set up. We're using the Google Maps and Google Places API. This essentially lets us start typing in stuff. It'll auto-find it. We can be a nunce and spell it incorrectly, kind of, and it'll still have it up here. And then once we click the one that we want, it auto-populates our address bar here. So we're always going to be putting in clean, correct data when we're entering into our database. We can, this is Google Maps, so now we can start to be very specific on what we want. So we can say, hey, Harbour Drive, Coffs Harbour. And we can start to, when you think about you wanting to group or set up areas of impact or areas of status, which we got set here. So now I can start setting in statuses of like in review, known danger, impacted, completed. So when you're creating, things out for your field operators, they'll be able to know what's this particular space or this particular suburb, this particular road, if it's what the status is for it. So now we can register it. That'll save to our database. And we could take it a bit further. We could probably put in expiry times against these. I was going against doing full component breakdown for an address and then populating out like the street number, the street name, suburb, postcode, blah, blah, blah. The reason for that is because we're going to be using a contains lookup from our MongoDB, which uses regex expressions, and that's going to be way easier to pull data back out of our database from a user's perspective. So if you check out our database, it's just plopping in our address and then our status. So when we create our pull out data page, we're now going to be just creating a contains lookup. And basically that's just going to be saying we can just type in, say, Harbour Drive. It's going to check our database for all things where address contains Harbour Drive. And then it's going to split it back out to us with the status of what's going on with that address. So that'll be the next fun part to do. When we check out our code, we've done a little bits. We will go to the push data page itself. No, don't mind that one. That's the old API keys. Oops, this is... We're in the wrong one here. Oh, what's going on here? Yes? No, we're in the right one. I can't even read my own code. So basically we're doing, we've got our logout button that we're putting around basically every single page. And then we've chucked in our location search inbox, which is our other component that contains all of our Google Maps APIs. We had to set a height for that div, otherwise Google Maps doesn't load in. So that's Google Maps, see how it's got the map, that requires a set style of height and width for this to work. So if we go check our location search inbot, basically we're just pulling down from the React Google Maps libraries. This is all on their docs on their website that you can check out. I've just slapped the key through here because I'm lazy. You could probably do your own environment variables if you want. And then, yeah, again, this is just their code basically that you guys can read over on their docs in your own time. However, the part where the magic starts to happen is I've put in a form handler component here. And so then that's when we're jumping into our form handler. And we're basically setting up a use effect to catch whenever our props data places changes. And we're saying, hey, if it's not null or undefined, so on initial render, then we can then set our selected address. So that's when it starts to pre-fill this here. And then basically we're just, otherwise return nothing. So we're not reading into nulls. And then the places says, hey, every time places gets an update, rerun this use effect. Now, we've got our API call. We're just sending through those things through to our server. And then this is just our generic Bootstrap form where we're setting in the statuses and the address here as well. So we can manually type in the address if we wanted to as well. That option is there available as well. And then we've just got some nice user-friendly feedback here. So if when the address gets successfully saved to our DB, and then if it fails as well. So in our server side, what's happening on the server side? Let's jump in here. We've got an address item schema. So I've just said, hey, new schema, address string, status string. It's we're just using strings. And then in our server.js, super duper simples, we're getting a new address item from our schema based off the rect body because we know it's formatted correctly, so we can just do that. And then we're just calling on save. MongoDB save is an insert or update function. So we don't even need to bother looking if it's in the DB or not. We don't care. It does it all for us. So that's all we're doing on the server side. So the next part will be to create the lookup and the contains search with our regex, and then we can start to create some graphs or reports and stuff like that.